What's good, family? So mash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. Wow! We got some breaking news right now. Your man's Teofimo Lopez gets his boot smoked for him. Yeah? Gets his wiggy, gets his long Keith Thurman looking ass wiggy pushed right the way back. All the way back for him. Eyes cut up and all sorts. Yeah? Big bust up face looking ass. Oh man, they robbed me. I won this fight. You didn't win nothing. How about that? Tell you what, you didn't win. The fight. Yeah? Listen, let me tell you man something right now. One thing I will admit is that, yeah, was it a relatively close fight? I think it was. I mean, it wasn't miles apart. But, for me, the reason Kambosos won, I don't score boxing traditionally. I don't care about the whole rounds here, rounds there. I care about the bottom line. And the bottom line is Teofimo, yeah? I mean, let's call a spade here. Who was the one who told you, man? I told you, man, Teofimo was ducking Lomachenko. Yeah? Lomachenko wanted to get up in that booty. 100%, he begged him to do it. And now Teo has had a big pie full of karma. Because guess what? Teo doesn't have a rematch clause. Oops. Yeah? And that's what happens, you see. What goes round comes round. Teo should have gone and fought Loma. And he'd got his wig pushed back. And the YB would have cashed in all the coins. Yeah? This Don here was 13-1 against. Or Teofimo was 13-1 on. And that's what I was saying earlier, or a minute ago, about why Kambosos won. I don't judge boxing from this standard weird goofy style thing. I judge boxing on a holistic view, meaning that if you're going into a fight 13-1 and it's close at the end, because really, based on pure boxing, I think Kambosos won maybe by a round. I think it could have been a draw, to be honest, on a pure boxing thing. But when you go into a fight and you're look how big Teo was in there. Teo is clearly the bigger man. Now they're trying to spin it and say, oh well, he looked drained at the weight. Listen, I've seen people drained at the weight. For example, I've seen Conor McTapper at 145 with his face all sucked in. Yeah? Alien. Yeah? Your man Conor McTapper looked like he was sucking someone off of his face all sucked in. Yeah? 100%. Teofimo, it doesn't look that drained. I've seen a lot more cats, a lot more drained than Teo. But either way, they're trying to spin that now as a bad. But either way, listen, it balances out. Yeah? You may be drained, allegedly, but listen, he was big. Listen, he was big for nothing. Another big for nothing looking ass in 2021. Teo was big and it was for nothing. Because guess what? What are you doing there? That Kambosos dude was small and skinny. He was giving you the work. Yeah? You're big for nothing looking ass. Another AJ. Another big stiff dude who ain't good for nothing. Yeah? Want to keep talking. But like I was saying, ultimately, Kambosos won by miles because when you go into a fight 13-1 on, and you're the big bad wolf, allegedly, you're the undisputed, yeah? Guess what? You best perform like that, yeah? People fighters like that for me. For example, Canelo Alvarez, Anthony Joshua, Teofimo Lopez, them kind of cats for me, they go into the fight down a round or two. Because, in my mind, I've got high expectations. And like I said, I don't judge a fight on round by round. If you're going in there with a cruiserweight, AJ, I expect you to treat him like a cruiserweight. So even if it was a draw, you lost. Simple as that. Even if this fight, Teo, was a draw, you lost. Because you had no business in there going life and death with a dude. Put you down in the first round. And actually rate Kambosos, because Kambosos came out and said, listen, I was watching Cus D'Amato, Mike Tyson's trainer, and he said, go in there and pop the dude in the mouth in the first round. That's how you get the respect. And 2-2's what happened. You went in there, popped Teo. And to be fair, Teo didn't flap. Teo didn't go Anthony Joshua on us, thankfully. So I do give Teo respect. He didn't shell up like Anthony Joshua. Yeah? To be fair, to give full respect to Teofimo Lopez, he didn't. He got popped in the first round because he was overloading. But I'll give him respect again because he didn't freeze up. His back end didn't start flapping. That said, it set the kind of pace of the fight. And that for me is the bottom line. You lost the fight, boss man. You went in there, you were supposed to be the big bad wolf, and you got smoked. Bottom line. Yeah? Kambosos showed you your own back end. 100%. He showed you to it. In the mirror, from the back. Yeah? 100%. He showed you your back end from the back. 100%. Kambosos stayed in your back. Yeah? He stayed hitting it from the back. No doubt. Big for nothing looking. Big, you know what I'm saying? Another one, big for nothing. Big friendly looking ass, Teo. Yeah? And that's what gets me is the fact that he gassed his fans up. Oh man, if my fans bet on the first round. Although, I will give TEO some respect because yes, he has absolutely cucked some of his fans. Yeah, of course, 100%. If you're a Teofimo Lopez fan and a Teofimo Lopez gambler, you down bad right now. You going through it. Because at 13-1, you would have had to have put about 10 grand on to make it even a little bit interesting. What's that? 10 grand gets you, what, a grand back? Wow! You down bad right now. Yeah? 10 grand gets you a grand back. Wow! You down bad. 100%. All the way bad you down. Yeah? So, TEO definitely bumped his fans. Yeah? He bumped his fans, same as Anthony Mandela Gandhi Johnson, sorry. Anthony Johnson bumped his fans. He told us KO, and he went in there and flat. But, yeah, TEO's bumped his fans as well, because he told KO, and didn't get a KO, but the reason I'm saying I salute TEO is because guess what? To his credit, he said to his fans KO, and actually, to a detriment, he went in there and was going for the KO. You can't say that TEO, at least for the first few rounds till he gassed, wasn't going for the KO. He was. And like I said, that was to his detriment. He went in there hunting for it, and that's what got him caught. But I respect that, because that's what you should have done. Yeah? Teofimo, to his credit, he went in there and got caught for doing what he said he was going to do. So, yeah. Yeah, has TEO got any power? No, but he's no power having ass. He's Devin Haney looking ass, yeah? Teofimo, Devin Haney power looking ass. Lopez went in there with no power, yeah? Like I said, TEO, Devin Haney no power having ass. TEO, Devin Haney pillow fist. TEO, Devin Haney pillow fist Lopez, yeah? Went in there, all pillow looking, and couldn't do nothing with Kambosos, but he tried. So that's all you can ask for as a punter. Yeah, as a gambler, all you can ask for is the people do what they say. And TEO tried to do what he said, but now we know, well, you dons who bet on Teofimo, you know now he ain't got no power. And you know now that the YB was right again. I told you, TEO ain't no good. Got no cardio, and he ain't all that. Yeah, he big and stiff. And Lomachenko, I don't know what Lomachenko right now, he down bad. He looking at himself, what was going on there? Yeah? That Kambosos cat, he alright. But for me, Kambosos reminds me a bit like David Avanesian. These days, and that's why I'm going to go in there and smoke your man Tyrone Booth, because these days you don't have to be something super duper slick. You don't need to be Floyd Mayweather. These days, all you need is a bit of passion and a bit of oomph, and you can be undisputed world champion. Look at Kambosos. You don't have to do much these days. Kambosos ain't nothing special. All Kambosos has is a bit of nuts. All Kambosos has is a bit of non-Ryan Garcia-ness. Because Ryan Garcia, for me, is exactly what's wrong with the sport right now. Look, Anthony Joshua Johnson is full of Ryan Garcia-ness. Just pretty looking and good for nothing. These dudes should be on Calvin Klein. AJ should be on Calvin Klein. He got no business in the ring. You ain't built like that. Yeah? When music popped you in your mouth, you didn't want none of that. You didn't. Same as TEO. Yeah, TEO, he has more fighting in him than AJ does, but what I'm saying is, you didn't. TEO could have said, you know what, the last few rounds, let me tuck my elbows in, put my chin down. I say it every time. People say, why be this, why be that? Listen, I'll tell you every time. Sometimes, that's what you got to do. Elbows in, chin down. Especially when you're that big. Sometimes you got to do that, but guess what? Did TEO do that? No. He tried fanning around. I mean, his dad was giving awful advice. Yeah, TEO got put down in the first round, and his dad was saying, what are you doing? Get this guy out of there. And then he was saying, calm down. That dude, Teofimo Senior, is the worst trainer ever. He's not even a trainer. He's just a hype man. But obviously, the hype man wants to get paid. So he thought, let me become a trainer. Because before, Teofimo Senior never used to be the trainer. Then when he won the belts, Teofimo Senior clocked, well, wait there a minute. I need to monetize this. Oops, how'd it work out for you? Teofimo Senior has got no business being involved in training. He ain't got a clue what he's doing. Yeah, awful advice. Hyping the man up and telling him to be calm. You should have said, listen, yes, you tried to, yes, okay, we'll give you the first round. You went mad and it didn't work out for you. Yes, we'll give you the first round. You went mad, but we now know you're Devin Haney 2.0. That's what you should have said. If I was in the corner here, I'd have said, listen, TEO, yes, you gassed your fans about the first round KO. Yes, you went for it and got knocked down. Yes, you told the fans and you lied to them. But we now know, yeah, we now know, you and all your fans now know you are Devin Haney 2.0. No power having ass. Which means it's time to go back to the plan now. It's no good us losing this fight for nothing. So now, fair enough, if you want to say you can do it in the first round, go for it in the first round. I respect that, I salute that. But now, you've lost the first round. and you got to put down. Let's go back to the plan. Stay behind the jab and let's start building up. Start building. Instead, Teo went in there loosey-goosey style. I'm not sure what his plan was, to be honest. Loosey-goosey, just all loose looking. Yeah? Yeah? You went in there all looking like AJ's back end. Loose looking. Loose and floppy looking. Yeah? There was no structure or strategicness in there. You're just loose looking. You was a loose looking ass. With Devin Haney. Hands. Yeah, you was loose and you had Devin Haney hands. All floppy. All soft pillow looking. No power having. Yeah? 100%. But yeah, listen. The fight was... I mean, people are getting gassed. Oh, it's the fight of the year. No word of a lie. I see all the titles. Fight of the year candidate. Bro, this was a standard fight. What's wrong with people? This was a I mean, I swear to God, yeah. If this was in the UFC, this wouldn't even be an average fight. People would be moaning at that fight. Oh, nothing special. What's wrong with people? It was a standard fight. The problem is, people have got so used to AJ versus Usyk kind of fights. People have got so used to watching AJ versus Usyk and then AJ coming out afterwards and saying, oh, I hope the fans are pleased. I hope the fans are pleased that you fanning around. Wow. But that's the standard the fans have got used to. So now, when you have a little piece of a standard fight, which is what? For me, this is how I'd say that, let's say 5 is average. This for me would be a 4 out of 10 in terms of how a fight should go. Don't forget, people, it's a fight. It's not hockey, yeah? I mean, even hockey, they get to it, to be fair, or ice hockey. But listen, this ain't football. It's fighting. It's what you're supposed to be doing. And I feel as a champion, as an undisputed champion, that sometimes you got to just, like, for example, Teofimo thinks he won. Teo, at what point in that fight did you separate yourself as undisputed champion from this Kambosos cat? When? What round? In fact, for a 12-round fight, yeah, for you to be moaning the way you was moaning, you would have had to have shown for at least 4, 5 of them rounds, 3, 4, 5 of them rounds, that look how I separated myself. Defensively, you weren't slicker than him, noticeably. Offensively, you weren't slicker than him. So where was, you know what I'm saying? That you've got to tick some box. To be moaning about robbery, you must have shown some differential between you and Kambosos, and you didn't. That looked like a 50-50 fight. And bearing in mind, you was going in there 13-1 on. That means Kambosos won. Bottom line. Yeah? Because you deserve to lose. When you're meant to be the big I am, and you go 50-50 with a dude. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you said yourself, oh, it's gonna be a first round KO. So wait there a minute. If you say you're gonna get a first round KO and you end up getting put down in the first round, you must know yourself that you're down bad. What are you talking about, robbery? To be robbed. I mean, why are we even talking about robbery? You said you're gonna. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Teofimo Lopez says first round KO. Yeah. So how are we even able to talk about robbery? Because it wasn't even, from your point of view, it wasn't even supposed to be on the cards. So even on that basis, you lost the fight. I told you before, if I tell you I'm going in there, marching straight forward, and you see me backing up all night, well, that's a loss. Bottom line, that's a loss. Yeah? Because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. And it's not like, yeah, Teofimo didn't get the 1 round KO, but he was dominating. You was going 50-50 in there with some small little dude. And the fact is, Kambosos, like I said, Kambosos ain't nothing special. All Kambosos had was more nuts. All Kambosos had was less Ryan Garcia-ness. I mean, look at how he chopped your face up. Yeah, he chopped your face up. Had you looking all? Yeah? Chopped you up. 100%. Anyway. Yeah, listen, let me go back to the technical element. The bottom line is, people, Teofimo Lopez went in there. I never rated him. People was hyping him up. He's flat-footed, but he's not good flat-footed. For example, there's an argument, yeah? There's an argument that Canelo Alvarez is flat-footed. Like, and when you man see me go in there with Tyrone, yeah, I'm going to be flat-footed because I'm going in there being flat-footed. It only works when you can dig. If you ain't digging, you may as well be dancing around. Because flat-footed, what's the point in having that stability? What's the point plodding forward if you ain't digging? There's no point. You may as well be in and out and loosey-goosey. Being a plodder, being flat-footed, Golovkin, Alvarez, you must be digging. Show me a time when you saw Teofimo Lopez digging. He weren't digging. He was trying to do that whole touch, and then, oh, look, yeah, all right, and show me a round where you saw Teofimo Lopez put his hands up and just march forward. Never. Didn't see it. Despite being massive, despite being the odds-on favourite. He should have gone in there, tucked his elbows in, and just got to work. Instead, he was trying to do this whole frilly business. It's a lot harder, yeah, to land the right hand. Well, it's a lot harder to land the right hand when you try and do it sneakily. Especially when you're loading up. The way Teofimo, yeah, was trying to land the right hand. For example, there's a way to land it. If you bend your knees, put your guard up, walk forward, cut the ring off, back him up, and then load up. That's when you want to load up. You don't want to be loading up in the center of the ring. And the reason fighters do this, the reason fighters try and catch people in the center of the ring is because they don't want to commit. They want to try and get, oh look, I luckily got him kind of thing. They don't want to do it Alvarez and actually put the hard work in and walk through the fire and get them back to the ropes. Instead, they try and do it where, oh look, I'll just quickly catch it on the, they try and do that one, try and nick it in. Rather than saying, okay, I'm going to take 2 shots coming in and then get my big shot off. They say, oh well, maybe if I play around and, they try and sneak it. But you ain't sneaky like that. And the worst thing is, people, what gets me is about these fighters, AJ, Teofimo. They try to be sneaky about it, but then they get whooped to shreds anyway. AJ got his eye bust, Teofimo got cut to shreds. So it's kind of like, you may as well have gone in there. As bad as both of their faces looked, they might as well have gone in there, elbows in, chin down, and just walk forward. Anyway. Because I wouldn't mind so much. I wouldn't mind, yeah. Let's say Teofimo Lopez, his face right now was super clean and he hadn't got hit all night. You could say, well, but the thing is, yeah, he lost the fight, but he stayed not getting hit. You was getting hit with everything anyway. So it's kind of like you're flat-footed. You was getting hit with everything anyway, but the only thing that was missing was you weren't walking forward. Wow. But again, it shows you that these fighters are full of Ryan Garcia. Yeah, they're full of pretty looking. That's it, they're pretty looking. They're scary dudes. You're scary. You didn't want to walk through the fire. Yeah? And that's fine, but you lost, bottom line. Simple as that. Anyway, what else is there? Yeah, I've talked about the bad, again, about the overcommitting thing. Overcommitting in the middle of the ring. Overcommitting essentially on the outside makes no sense. Loading up on the outside makes no sense. It only makes sense when you're trying to nick a KO, rather than commit a KO. You could have gone in there, committed, walked forward, backed him up, pressured him, and then loaded up, and that some of them shots may have paid off. Trying to load up in the centre of the ring, your fighter can move left, he can move right, he can move back. It's 10 times harder to land the shot. But, like I said, these fighters don't want to commit. They want to try and be sneaky, and try and get something for nothing. They want to try and land the right hand, like they're Roy Jones versus James Toney or something, where it's super like, wow, super quick out of nowhere. Land a massive right hand out of nowhere, and then get off scot-free. Well, it don't work like that, unfortunately. Unless you've got some next alien UFO genetics where you're just super, super quick, like Roy Jones, and even he got old and no good. But yeah, anyway, I talked about how Kambosos was smaller. I talked about the karma element, because TEO got because of the karma. Yeah, he ducked Lomachenko, and now he's been beat, and he has no rematch clause. So he's going to get a big, nice pot of humble pie right now, and rightfully so. Because you don't do people like that. You beat Lomachenko, and he deserved a rematch. You, scary ass, now look at you. All sorry looking. Because you got whooped, and he ain't going to give you no rematch, and I hope he don't. Because there's better things to be doing now. Kambosos needs to go and fight Devin Haney, in my opinion. I mean, Eddie Hearn was shilling about, well, we want to help him make some money, and we want to take him to Australia to make a... Eddie, what's wrong with you? How many more times do we have to see these guys get beat? That's another thing that's trying to... Well, listen, this thing has been pissing the YB off. This kind of thing has been pissing the YB off. I mean, look at that. Teofimo, yeah, was at the centre of a lot of this hype, wasn't he? Especially at the lower weights. Teofimo was at the centre of a lot of this hype, in as much as, ooh, TEO versus Haney and TEO versus Tank, and now look, all that scary talk, all that talking, and these dudes not fighting each other, they end up getting whooped anyway, for nothing now. And the worst thing is TEO, yeah, TEO held out from Devin, held out from Loma, to basically get whooped for $1 million, when he could have, Devin Haney, yeah, and Eddie Hearn were offering, I think, 7 million. It was definitely more than 5, and TEO was like, oh man, well, I'm the champ, and I'm on this. I don't need Devin Haney. I'm already on this. Oops, now look at you. Now you took a mill in a mandatory, and you got whooped. And now you ain't got no. And it's the problem with these guys. They've got no management team. They're not managed by the YB. They're not managed by someone who's 200 IQ. They're managed by their goofy pops, who's a hype man. Teofimo Senior, you are a hype man. You got no business training. You got no business managing, and you need to hire the YB because you ain't got IQ. Yeah, you're a dude with a big mouth. That's all you are. You're meant to be people like you, yeah, from the 80s with the hype men. You weren't in managerial positions. You weren't in trainer positions. These days, though, these funny style dudes, these funny style 2021, the hype men have become the trainers. Have become the managers, and that's why things like this happen. Because you went smart. Because hype men are hype men. They believe their man's the best on the moon. Could beat an alien, UFO alien. Yeah? That's what he thought. And now look at you. Because you're not realistic, I'd have been saying, listen, Teo's kind of washed. Let's cash in now before he gets beat by someone who wants it. Oops. Not Mr. Hype Man, Teofimo Senior. Because when all you see is hype, you think everyone's sweet. Well, I could have told you everyone isn't sweet. I could have told you that someone who goes in there with a bit of oomph. And in fact, I've been saying that. I've been saying Lomachenko put it on him and he fell apart. Oops. What happened? Kambosos, who wasn't even really putting it on him. Kambosos didn't go in there like David Avanesian did. And that's what I'm saying. Someone like that would knock Teofimo out. I'm telling you. Someone who goes in and actually presses the fight and whips big uppercuts and hooks, Teofimo gets knocked out. 100%. And I think Josh Taylor would knock him out as well. Not this new one with Ben Davison, but Josh Taylor under Shane McGuigan would knock Teofimo out. Too much pressure. Too much uppercuts, too much hooks. He'd get knocked out, 100%. He can't fight on the inside. He's a slapper. Yeah? So, this for me is good for boxing. Bottom line, I mean, it's not good for boxing because we wanted to see the big fights, but we ain't. The problem is, people, we ain't getting them anyway. It's not like, well, we've missed something because we weren't going to get it anyway, probably. I mean, look at Errol Spence and Crawford. Yeah, it's one of them ones.